What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Lee Jr., aka Blue Red Lover, and I'm here to bring you Week 2, Season 2 team prep for the Knoxville Beartics. So, I'm going to quickly over what they have. They have Tapu Koko, really fast, electric and fairy type, very fast. I'm expecting it to come. It has Necrozma. It's an interesting Pokemon, being pure psychic, gets rocks. It's a bit of a support mon, bit of a actual potential setup sleeper, so. He has Gastrodon, very bulky water and ground type. I don't necessarily know if it's going to come. Of course, my options to take it out are fairly limited. Here's Serena, fairly bulky grass type. I don't know necessarily if that, it makes sense that it comes, but I'm not necessarily certain that it will. He has the Alolan Raichu, which is a bit of an issue given the fact that it can just basically run Surge Surfer and be incredibly fast. I don't necessarily have the greatest switches for it, but we'll see how everything works out. He has the Mega Aggron, incredibly physically bulky, especially leaves a bit to be desired. Otherwise, I don't know how well it'll do. Here's the Z50, Zygarde 50. It's either going to be banned or it's going to be Dragon Dance. It's coming. There's no doubt about it. He has the Hawlucha. He has Lucha Coco Core, which is insanity. I have very little that can offensively check Lucha Coco, so I'm going to do my best in defensively checking it. His Drapion. Drapion is kind of an interesting mon. His only weakness is to ground, which I have two of the better ground types, and I get multiple different other mons that get ground type moves, so I don't necessarily see it coming in. He has Floatzel, another water type, bit of a faster mon, somewhat physical attacker. Otherwise, I don't think it's coming. The mons I do believe he's bringing are Coco, Necrozma, Serena, Z50, Hawlucha. Those I think are almost definite brings. His last mon will either likely be Mega Aggron or Gastrodon. Those two make most sense against me. I'm kind of hoping to see the Gastrodon over the Mega Aggron, to be quite honest, but either way it's going to be difficult for me to take down. So, well, slightly difficult. So, I'm going to go ahead and go over my team, what I'm bringing, why I'm bringing it. So, I'm bringing Sylveon, Wish, Hyper Voice, Quick Attack, and Protect. Basic idea behind this set is Quick Attack allows me to hit, gives me his priority, which is why it's there. Gives me priority, actually hits decently well. We'll hit the Coco for like 20 to 30%, which is nice. Hits Zygarde for roughly the same. Hits Hawlucha for roughly the same if he's Electric Seed, which is really nice to have that ability. Hyper Voice there for general shenanigans. Hyper Voice plus Quick Attack knocks out Hawlucha, knocks out Zygarde, knocks out Tapu Koko. May not knock out Necrozma, but still, I'm not expecting Sylveon to be able to take on Necrozma. It's mostly as a defensive check to Hawlucha, because the only thing that really hurts me from Hawlucha is if he goes Poison Jab, which I'm thinking he will. I think he has to run Poison Jab, Acrobatics. I think he's running Poison Jab, Acrobatics. He always has to run High Jump Kick. And Sword Stance, I think that's his set. I'm almost certain that's his set. Cresselia, Combine, Moonlight, Psychic, Energy Ball. Once again, kind of setting up to somewhat of a setup mod, but mostly there because obviously Cresselia is bulky as hell. Not necessarily a great matchup on the physical side, but it does match up very well against Tapu Koko, very well against Necrozma. Actually, Necrozma kind of scares me out with potential, I'm pulling a Shadow Ball. Necrozma scares me out with Shadow Ball, otherwise, and Alola I think gets Shadow Ball as well, so those two kind of scare me out. Otherwise, Cresselia can just stay in and click Psychic, which is nice. Scarf Crook coming again, Brick Break, Earthquake, Knock Off, Rock Slide. The only two things that he has that really shut down Earthquake are Serena and Hawlucha. Mega Aggron can take would have to be 2 Earthquakes unless I'm at +2. Koko does not take an Earthquake. Alola does not take an Earthquake. Z50 can take 1, I think. Mega Aggron can take 1. Serena, basically I'd have to break the Serena and Hawlucha before I can just sit back and click Earthquake. Brick Break's there to hit Mega Aggron a little harder. And Knockoff is there for general shenanigans, knockoff get rid of items and that sort of thing. Mostly for Zygarde and Necrozma. And Rock Slide's there specifically for Hawlucha. It's at least something for Hawlucha anyway. Next thing I'm bringing is Darmanitan. I'm running Sheer Force with the Choice Band this time. Earthquake, Flare Blitz, U-Turn, Rock Slide. On his team, the only 2 things that could switch into a Choice Banded Flare Blitz are the Serena and Mega Aggron. And potentially Z50. From a Darmanitan. Which is why I'm bringing it. After that, Koko just dies. Necrozma just dies. Unless he has an Iron Defense up. Alola dies. Serena dies. Like, quite literally, half his team just withers to Flare Blitz. Earthquake's there for Mega Aggron. It'll actually do close to 90% to Mega Aggron. Of course, Flare Blitz does just as much. So, U-Turn for somewhat from momentum. I don't know if I'll necessarily click it, but it's there. And Rock Slide's there specifically once again for Hawlucha. I'm definitely preparing for Hawlucha to come. I had to. That and it's somewhat of a middle ground play against his team. The only thing that really resists it is Mega Aggron. Next thing I'm bringing is Mega Sableye. Recover, Will-O-Wisp, Fake Out, and Knock Off. Fake Out to ensure that I can get Mega without rocks coming on the field. On my side, because I just kind of want to deter him from bringing rocks or toxic spikes, things like that. Knock Off for item control. Will-O-Wisp, because he has quite a few physical attackers. The only 2 real special attackers that I see are Koko and Necrozma. Otherwise, I can just kind of sit back and burn things. Lolachu is also a special attacker. And so is Gastrodon. But I can basically sit back and burn a bunch of things, which is nice. And that's kind of the plan. It also is a semi-reliable wall to Hawlucha. It doesn't take... Unless it's sword stanced up, Acrobatics doesn't do too much to me. And I can just willow it back, which is nice. Recover there for, obviously, general recovery. And then I'm bringing Mamoswine, Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Icicle Crash. Rocks are there specifically for Hawlucha. Like I said, I'm specifically prepared for Hawlucha to come. It's not overly important that I get my rocks. I'm also I also decided to go incredibly on the especially bulky side, so that I can take a Choice Specs Grass Knot from Tapu Koko. and fire back an earthquake and knock it out. Ice Shard there for priority, and then Icicle Crash as a stab ice type move, which is therefore once again Hawlucha. Zygarde 50 doesn't appreciate it. Serena doesn't even appreciate taking an Icicle Crash from Mamoswine. Basic general idea here is open Mega Sableye and go from there. Open Mega Sableye, fake out the first mod, and go from there. Ideally, he leads maybe he leads Lucha, maybe he leads Necrozma. Either way, I just kind of want to first turn Will-O-Wisp, or fake out, and then Willow whatever comes in after that. That's the plan. Depending on if Coco, I might leave Crook if I see Coco. For sure, Coco's here, because Coco makes a lot of sense as a lead. He might run U-turn over Volt Switch. It's a possibility, I don't know. If he runs U-turn over Volt Switch, it makes actually a lot of sense to get into Hawlucha and make sure I don't just Earthquake him to death. But we'll see what happens in the battle. Anyways, I'm Michael Lee Jr., aka Blue Red Lover, signing off.